Home at last. First, I'm gonna treat myself to a drink. And then I will listen to the 25 messages my charming editor has left for me. He sounds a bit miffed because I've only just got back from Indonesia. My excuses had better wait. He's already got a new job lined up for me. Oh, it's an important one by the sounds of it. Could be big for the magazine. I'd better not waste any time. Sure, a girl like me can find a new job really fast, but it still sounds like hassle I don't need. I'd best take the next flight to Berlin. I need to meet up with a Professor Hартmane. He heads up a research group at Humboldt University, and our magazine is one of the sponsors of his Africa expedition. It seems that our professor is hot on the trail of some scientific sensation out there. How often have I heard that shit? The sensation is usually some frothy bullshit that we can't even use to fill the summer news gap. Anyway, I'm clinging on to this job, which means I'm headed out to Africa with the professor at the next opportunity. I don't know exactly where we're going, so anything could be in store. And that is exactly what I love about this damn job. The Biological Institute. This is where I'm supposed to meet Professor Hартmane. The gate's locked.
Yes, can I help you?
Hello, my name is Peters. I've got an appointment with Professor Hартmane.
I'm sorry, but he's no longer in the building.
What? But he wanted to meet me here this evening.
According to our database, the professor is away on an expedition.
He's already set off? But I was supposed to be going with him.
Yes, well, not every department of this facility is as efficiently organized as the security department is.
Shit. My boss is gonna go bananas when he finds out I've missed this shot. What am I supposed to do now? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Do you know exactly when the professor jilted me?
Just a second. Looks like it was this morning.
Do you know where the professor was headed?
No, but you could ask his secretary.
Great. Where is she?
Frau Mueller has already left for the weekend. She'll be back Monday morning.
Have you got her home number?
We do. But I couldn't possibly give out private staff details to members of the public. Be patient and come back Monday.
Patience is definitely not an option. No professor, no story. I need to find him as fast as I can. If I only knew where he was headed. Now I'm really in a jam. Could you perhaps pop along to Professor Hартmane's office and see if he's left a note for me?
If he had left you a note, then it would be here at reception, I'm sure.
Does Professor Hартmane have a cell number by any chance?
Doesn't look like it. We only have his office number here.
Could you perhaps imagine letting me into his office for just a mo?
If you'd like to know precisely, no, not in my wildest dreams. But I wish you a refreshing, stress-free weekend.
Same to you. With bells on. Looks like I'm gonna have to help myself. No gate stopped me before. I need to get into the professor's office to find out where he's gone. If I mess up this assignment, then that's my job out the window. I don't have the professor's cell number. Now let's see what's in it. An empty wallet. I always keep this photo on me. It's supposed to remind me what I'm grafting for every day. Fulfilling my childhood dream of owning a pretty little white sailboat. I never actually have a lot of cash on me. I'll just pick up the €2 coin and stick it in my sailboat piggy bank. That's for the locker at the airport where I've stashed my travel luggage. Globetrotters like my humble self prefer electronic means of payment. The curbstone is full of chalk marks. Kids? No idea if this is relevant at all. I've just about got everything a girl could need in this little bag, but sadly nothing to wipe these markings away. An intercom. It says doorman next to the button. I can't expect any help from the doorman. I'll have to find out for myself where Professor Hartman's gone off to. The camera is covering the entire entrance. The doorman will be watching every move I make. Not a good idea messing about with the camera. The doorman would be onto me right away. Damn it. Looks like it's home time already. Closed. Gotta be another way to get into the prof's office. The Biological Institute. This is where I'm supposed to be meeting Hartman. The professor's office is the only lead I've got for where he might be. The Humboldt University Biological Institute. Unfortunately, not all of the walls in Berlin got ripped down. I know Berlin punks are finding new body parts to punch holes in every day, but I think we've some years yet before all-over body piercing comes into fashion. Although, with that security camera there, perhaps I could upload the result to YouTube and set the trend. Who am I kidding? I'm no punk. A small rolled-up carpet. Has someone lost their faith? The first accessory for my sailboat. A cheap imitation of a Persian carpet. Full to the brim with cartons and newspapers. No, without a very, very good reason, I am not going to touch that. Bio-waste. Certainly the right color. Wow, that stinks. No, without a very, very good reason, I am not going to touch that. There's a notice from garbage collection stuck on the letterbox. According to this, the BSR collects the waste paper first. Then another truck comes for the bio-waste. The bulky stuff goes tomorrow. The waste paper collection's been and gone. The waste paper's empty. Nah, pushing empty trash cans is way below my preferred difficulty level. Well, okay, but just this once. Where's it supposed to go?
Professor Hartman has set off without me. I need to find out where he's headed if I'm gonna catch him up. There might well be a lead in his office, but how am I gonna get into the Institute? I'm only gonna be able to do it if the security camera isn't trained on the entrance area, and I can somehow manage to get over the wall without injuring myself.
Well, okay, but just this once. Sounds like a good plan. Bio-waste. The camera is directed at the entrance. It's only moved once, and that was when the garbage truck drove up, but only so far. It still keeps its original target area in sight. I know Berlin punks are finding new body parts to although if I throw the carpet over the metal spikes, I could climb over easily enough. But then I'd be in full view of the security camera and the doorman would spot me. I need to find a better way. Now or never. Made it. Now I somehow have to get into the institute and find Professor Hartman's office. Would seem to be the main entrance. Waltz into the building through the main entrance? The doorman would chuck me straight out. There's gotta be some more subtle way in there. I'm no quitter. I'm not leaving until I found the prof's office and some clue as to where he's disappeared off to. A plastic box. That's what comes from leaving your tools lying around. A solid pair of head shears of the manual variety. Some parts of Germany have yet to discover electricity. These work gloves are at least 3 sizes too big for my delicate hands. Now, if that's not the most cutest abandoned rake. A rake. A rake. A poorly coiled hose. Damn, the clamp is solid. I can't get the hose off. Freedom for garden hoses. Green, long, flexible. A typical garden hose then. The window on the upper floor is open. Low walls, okay. 2 stories? Nope. I'm not a world-class free climber. The gardener would appear to give the weekend a higher priority than tidying up his tools. Good man. The perfect entry assistance. What can we say about this ladder? It's aluminium. That means it's light and easy to handle. It seems to be new. There are no signs of use on it. I count 14 rungs divided over 2 legs, which are held together by 2 thin chains. Well, that's that then. That's a horse chestnut. It was Tree of the Year in 2005. How do I know that? It says so on the little sign. The sign is fastened to the tree with 4 screws. Nothing's gonna happen without some tools. I need something sturdy to loosen the screws. The coin's a bit too thick to fit the screws. Whoever said size doesn't matter was covering something up. This ladder, in particular, is way too short. Who needs a bolt cutter when head shears can do the job just as well? I've cut through the chains. Well, it's longer, but it's also lost any semblance of structural integrity. Unfolded, the ladder's certainly long enough, but it's too flimsy to put weight on. I'll push the rake through the rungs of both of the ladder's legs. Still too unsteady. The rake could slip out from between the rungs if I climbed up it. I'll tie the rake to the garden hose so that the whole thing becomes a bit more steady. I've secured the rake with the garden hose. That's a pretty sturdy contraption. That is a sturdy ladder. Well done, Sam. Climbing through windows. A real cat burglar, me. And look, the coast is clear. That office belongs to a Dr. Fritz Schneider, not Professor Hartman's office. Forms and faculty notices. Not much interest to me. Nothing that I could use. That's Lieschen Muller's office, not Professor Hartman's office. Here's a box of empty file folders. Empty files, useless. Go down and run into the doorman's arms, perhaps? I don't want to push my luck too far. Professor Hartman's office. Won't open. A snack machine. Each of these little calorie bombs costs a cool $1.99. No dough, no go. And there it is, the exception to the rule. You don't always find something useful in waste bins. This old trick might actually work. Or then again, maybe not. The idea's right, but the plastic money didn't take the strain. We're obviously not talking about hard currency here. Like, my financial situation isn't dire enough as it is. You only live once. I'll take a bag of crackers. My snack? And 1 cent change. One step on the way to my first million. Spicy crackers. I'll hang on to this snack for later. The 1 cent coin is thin enough to unscrew it. Amazeballs! Ugh, I have sunk to a new low. On the thin metal sign it says common horse chestnut, and the Latin name Esculus hippocastanum. That'll work. I'll bet my sailboat on it. Phew. Okay, Sam. Find the damn info on where our perfidious professor's gone off to. And then maybe, just maybe, you'll get your story, a pay rise, and that nice little sailboat you're dreaming of. The cliche that professors are not exactly neat freaks might well hold true. But surely this is taking it to the next level. Hartman really must have left in a hurry. A stack of homework, botany books, and writing materials. Thanks, but I don't think that they're gonna help me right now. There are some scraps of torn up paper on the top. There's some torn up paper on the top. I'll take a closer look. From algae to zygopetalum, there's everything a botanist's heart could desire here. I don't think that these books are gonna help me further in any kind of way. Files with details of students' projects and the prof's expeditions. Maybe I'll find a clue here. This section has projects marked ARJ. I need some kind of a lead here, or I won't know what I'm looking for. Time is a luxury I don't have. These files are labeled CGL. These files all have GHN on them. The TUR projects. A ripped up fax. Now let's see if I can put this back together. A scrap of paper. A scrap of paper. That has to be the upper left corner of the document. A perfect starting point. I'd better leave the piece just so. This expedition party sent him a fax. They've discovered some hitherto unknown species. Great, but where, for heaven's sake? Unfortunately, there's only a code here. GHN 7531. But maybe that'll help me further. In the fax, it says that the professor's colleagues have discovered a previously unknown species. I really have to find out the expedition's destination, or else I won't be able to follow the professor. Unfortunately, the fax doesn't mention this information at all. GHN 7531. Perhaps that might be of some use. These files all have GHN on them. This file is marked GHN 7520 to GHN 7535. It ought to contain notes from the current expedition. Bingo. GHN 7531. The expedition has gone to Ghana, to Lake Basongtwi. So what the hell are they looking for there? Lake Basongtwi lies in the meteorite crater in Ghana's Ashanti region. It's 8 kilometers in diameter, about 80 meters deep, and doesn't have an outflow. The ecosystem and the lake are endemic, meaning there are lots of plant and animal varieties that are unique to that location. The priority is investigating the effects on the ecosystem of a massive meteorite strike. What's that on the fax? The expedition has discovered some previously unknown organism. If the story's big enough to pull the professor away with such short notice, perhaps it's big enough to buy me a boat. Let's hit the trail for Ghana and Lake Basongtwi.